So the scene sets off at the Capulet mansion, and it's a meeting between Lord Capulet, Lady Capulet, and Paris. It is one Monday evening, and Paris is there to discuss the death of Juliet's cousin Tybalt and how her grieving over Tybalt has prevented him from continuing his courtship of Juliet. Obviously, it would seem very insensitive for him to continue pursuing her hand in marriage while she is going through this grief for her cousin. And as they're having the discussion, Paris gets up to leave, and then Capulet, Lord Capulet, offers him Juliet's hand in marriage just so suddenly. He tells Paris that Juliet will obey his patriarchal wishes. Patriarchal is a term used to demonstrate or explain how back in the day men made decisions without the input of a female. So you still find this very much in some religions, some cultures, where there are the forced or arranged marriages. So this was one of those cases. Obviously, Paris sets off to marry her, and he stands in very much good social status. He is a prince for one, and obviously there's much clout, much social benefits for the Capulets should this union, this marriage take place between Paris and Juliet. So he tells Paris that she will obey her dad's wishes, and Paris very eagerly agrees to the arrangement. Lady Capulet is set to convey the news to Juliet, and in the scene you don't really hear Lady Capulet saying anything, which goes to show to that time where it was mostly men making the decisions with no input from the females. So as I was saying, the meeting is on a Wednesday and the wedding is then set for the Thursday. We are talking about literally 2-3 days. In 2-3 days, there would be this union, this marriage between Paris and Juliet. So they decide that Wednesday, because Wednesday was the day that Paris actually wanted, because he said Thursday is too far away. He actually is so eager to just be wedded to her. So Lord Capulet then replies that unfortunately Wednesday would be too soon due to Tybalt's death. Therefore, Thursday would be the most perfect day for the wedding. So I just want to stop here for a moment and just talk about the fact that you have, in the one sense, Lord Capulet that is very much in an aggressive way wanting this union to take place. And he is willing to do this, to arrange this union without his daughter's consent. Whereas, in the case of Friar Lawrence, he's the one that gives advice such as patience and bide your time when it came to him giving advice to Romeo. So we once again have a theme where there's a great contrast between, yeah, I would say rich and poor. So it's a note to just bear in mind. So although Lord Capulet's sudden change of heart appears very sudden, unfortunately it doesn't explain why the wedding must take place so quickly. The decision reflects his impatience and his dominating nature, which has undoubtedly kept a feud well fueled, referring here to the feud between the Capulets and the Montagues. His language also suggests a shift from the parental concern, the fatherly concern for his daughter's emotional maturity, since she does not want to marry Paris, we obviously know why, to consideration for her material comfort, her status, her social status. So there is this contrast that somehow her father just dismisses his affection for his daughter in the sense of what her wishes are, what her wants are. So Lord Capulet, like his wife, are very anxious to have their daughter successfully married off. In this scene, he addresses Paris using a series of titles that indicate Paris's social superiority. In the scene, you hear him addressing Paris as Sir Paris, noble Earl, and my lord, though Paris is obviously much younger than him. Paris is a relative of the prince and the Capulet's son-in-law, would bring Capulet's family increased wealth and status amongst the citizens of Verona, the elite community. Lord Capulet would never be able to understand, let alone agree to a marriage for Juliet based on solely love, which is the case of her situation or a relationship with Romeo. So the scene is quite short. We have come to the end of scene 4, and once again, just some pictures to help you create some vivid visualization as you are listening to my voice, analyzing the scene. Hope you enjoyed it. Assalamualaikum.